Hello, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host. Just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona, and hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. 2025 NFL Draft. We love betting drafts here. So NBA Draft, we'll have that when that comes around. We don't do the baseball one, but with basketball and football for sure on the draft positions. WNBA was so juicy, we actually stayed away from that as it basically went chalk for a majority of that as well. But I think we're going to see chalk for the first three picks of the NFL draft, to be really honest. We all pretty much figured Cam Ward's going first to Tennessee. They're not even open for business. If somebody came in and offered 5 first, it doesn't sound like they'd be open to that either. Number 2, I don't expect the Browns to move there. They've been talking like they're getting Shohei Ohtani at the 2 pick there with Travis Hunter. I'll be really honest with you. I think he's got the potential to be a top 5, Hall of Fame wide receiver, Hall of Fame corner, both. Now, I think as he gets towards the end of his career, he might be playing just one position over the other. Or he could be, corners tend to, when they get in their late 20s to 30 range, normally they lose a step or two and they move him to safety. Yeah, he could possibly move back there as well and still continue to play both ways. But a guy that can impact is like getting 2 players. So I don't know how you don't, like, I'd take him at 1 personally, but there's nothing about Cam Ward that like I gotta have me some Cam Ward, right? Also, the 3rd pick, Abdul Carter, seems to be going to the Giants. That's one place I could see them trying to trade out of. The Giants have multiple needs. I mean, Abdul Carter is going to be, I think, a great edge rusher and help with sacks. Brian, and if Mr. Brian Burks is ready to rock and roll, that could give them quite a pretty damaging combo there with guys that can rush off the edge as well. So when you're looking at those top 3 picks, if you look at what the odds are, those guys go 1, 2, 3. It's pretty juicy, right? So like you're looking at Cam Ward at like minus 20,000, so you have to put up 20 grand to win $100, and they're not really letting you put more than that. Travis Hunter's been right around 1250. Abdul Carter's been minus like 750 to 900. We expect those guys to go 1, 2, 3. The question is at 4. Does anybody feel like they need to jump up and go? So a lot of reports have been this is going to be pretty wild. There hasn't really been many pre-draft trades where people are trying to gain positions, things of that nature. But we're going to run through this. Probably going to be a little bit longer episode, I guess, as we go through this. But kind of go through it, and we'll give you all the bets that we've got as well on this one as well. But we'll just go through round 1 as basically we do have one bet, I guess, that's going to be for basically round 2. But we'll have some other bets as we come along for this, but we'll just do one particular show. So we kind of went through the first 3 picks. All right, we think Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter. When we get to 4 with the Patriots, are they open for business? I think they are. They've got multiple needs as well, but offensive line is definitely one of those that they, are definitely should. Will Campbell's definitely the ticket there. Best offensive lineman on the board. He's minus like 500, 550 at a lot of books to be the number 4 pick overall on that one there. So if everything holds true there, that should be there. Number 5 is where it gets interesting to me. So we've got the Jacksonville is drafting at 5. I'm kind of curious here. Ashton Jeanty seems to be. Now, I trust me, I like Jeanty, right? There's no negative with me on Jeanty. First of all, I don't like taking running backs anywhere near that high. I think basically late first is, as early as I think probably would take one. Due to the fact their injury, they don't, you're looking at a guy that's 3 to 5 years. A lot of people are like, well, look at Barkley. Yeah, I understand. Barkley also had a couple of injury-plagued years as well. So Barkley hasn't been injury-free by any stretch of the imagination. But he was dominant with the Eagles, no question about it. But Jacksonville doesn't have that kind of offensive line either. but he seems to be the consensus for pick 5. Pick 6, we get to the Raiders, right? And Membu is kind of what we really like there as well. Another offensive lineman. That's kind of where we think he's going to go. We've got a few different picks on Membu, actually under 6, just draft position, under 6.5. We got it at plus money. Under 7.5 was minus money, but we did like both of those to go 6. 7th pick going to the New York Jets, and God knows what they're going to do. They are one of the Jets and the Panthers and the Saints, I think, are really going to determine how a lot of the rest of this draft goes. So I will say this, if Genty somehow gets past Jacksonville, I expect the Raiders to take him there. The Jets, on the other hand, where should they go? Offensive line, obviously, I don't know, like defensive line, corner, all kinds of different options for them at 7. Right now, let's see, Membu's, he was the number one odds on at 6, and he's also the odds on at 7. A lot of people thinking Tyler Warren, tight end out of Penn State, could go at this point as well. So Mason Graham would be a great addition to the defensive line for anybody there as well. The 8th pick, we got Carolina as they're coming through. Jalon Walker is currently odds on for the number 8 pick for them. They are one of those teams, once again, it's like, what are we going to do? And then we get to 9 with the Saints. This is another team. Is this going to be the first spot for Shedeur Sanders? Mikael Williams is currently odds-on favorite, be an edge rusher for them. They need help everywhere. And then there was a big report coming out that Derek Carr his shoulder still injured, things of that nature on that one. They're kind of, like I said, it's really going to set up the rest of the draft, I think, at these 3 picks. And then 10 with the Bears. I'm going to tell you right now, if Tyler Warren falls to 10, I expect the Bears to take him there. He's kind of the odds-on favorite there. There's a lot of question marks, because the odds-on favorite's plus 320. So definitely some decisions to make there, but expect the Bears, if Warren falls to him at 10, that they'll take him. 11, San Francisco, going to be looking probably defensive line. Cowboys at 12. Everybody seems to think wide receiver here, and McMillan out of Arizona, the dude's 6'5" and got a catch radius that's mad crazy. At 12, I expect actually kind of a upset here, or kind of a shocker here. I think the Cowboys go running back. The kid out of North Carolina, I think, is probably a spot there. 13, the Dolphins. I expect the first corner to come off the board on this one here is kind of what we're banking on, and we'll go through that bet with you later. But we expect them to draft corner, and Barron probably going to be the pick there. 14 with the Colts. We do expect the Colts to either try to make a move up to if Tyler Warren's available at 10. I expect them to try to make a move with the Bears and get to 10 and get Warren. Loveland, though, is going to be a good option for them. If they don't get Warren, the tight end's kind of been their big to-do so far. 15 with the Falcons. Edge rusher, defensive line. They should not look anywhere else. They missed on the opportunity last year. They should have took Dallas Turner over Michael Penix, but, such is life. As they try to figure out a deal with Kirk Cousins. I still think Kirk's going to end up in Pittsburgh, but the Falcons are desperately trying to figure out how to have all that dead money. 16, Cardinals. If it's not offensive line or defensive line here with the Cardinals, they need to be looked at seriously in the head, because they need line help on both sides of the ball. The only other spot I could see him going is corner on that one. 17 with the Bengals. This should be defensive line, edge rusher. 18 with Seattle. More than likely offensive line, because Sam Darnold's going to need all the protection he can get. 19, the Bucks. Edge rusher and D line's kind of the favorite for them. I honestly expect them to go corner on that one there. 20 with the Broncos. This is another one we kind of expect them to actually go wide receiver here. 21 with the Steelers. If Sanders drops this far, it is going to be hard for the Steelers not to take him at 21. I think Sanders has got an excellent chance to be really good. We're just gonna. I guess we'll have to wait and see how far he's going to drop. If he gets past the Saints, more than likely he's going to drop to at least 21, 22 with the Chargers. Expect probably D-line help, edge rusher on that one. Packers at 23. You know they're not taking a receiver, right? Because they never do that. So more than likely going to see somebody on the defensive side of the ball. 24, Vikings. We actually expect them to take a safety here, as there's a couple really good safeties. 25 with the Texans, offensive line. When you're done with that, get some more offensive line. 26 with the Rams, kind of a wild card. They could go a couple different ways here. There's talks of backup quarterback as they kind of plan for Stafford. There's talks of them doing all kinds of different things. Wide receiver, which, to add to Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua on that one. 27 with the Ravens. This is another one. I kind of expect them to go safety here again as well. 28 with the Lions. This is probably going to be another edge rusher D-line. 29 with the Commanders. D-line, edge rusher, or offensive line, I think. Bills at 30. Interesting one here. I think if Luther Burden is available here, I think they pull the trigger for Burden. He probably would be available at 30. If he's there, I think they make otherwise they're going to be searching probably for D-line help as well. 31 with the Chiefs. If Josh Simmons is available at 31, consider him a Chief. Otherwise, I think they go a couple different spots here. D-line, offensive line. And then 32 with the Eagles. Even though they're loaded up front on the D-line, that seems to be the way everything's trending. So let's give you guys what we've got bet-wise. Ibuka, the wide receiver from Ohio State, for him to go the first round, this thing has moved. We posted this early in the Discord, but putting this out for the public, this thing's moved from minus 300 to minus 500 at a lot of books. 500 is getting a little juicy, but him to go first round, we did play that one. Tyler Warren, top 10 pick. Like I said, even if the Bears don't take him there, I think the Colts try to make a move to get up there. Like I said, we did take a gamble there on the Broncos to draft a wide receiver with the first pick. This was plus 400. I've seen that thing come down just a little bit. Colts to draft a tight end with the first pick. Like I said, if they either get Warren, or I think they draft Loveland down there. Dolphins, first pick to be a cornerback. If Barron's there, that's the best of both worlds for them. Bucks, first pick cornerback as well. I think they go corner. I just think the corner, Will Howard's going to be available more than likely, so I think that's probably a really good spot for him. One of our better plays, Jackson Dart, over 25.5 draft position, so he needs to be drafted 26th or later. Over 2.5 quarterbacks round one. So we kind of expect Jackson Dart to go 26 to 32. We expect somebody to trade from early in the second round to get back into the first. As there's teams like the Chiefs that have multiple needs that, dropping, I think 8 to 10 picks is probably not going to be that big a deal. The Eagles, the same thing. The Bills, same thing. So I think definitely somebody's going to probably come back in and get Dart late on that one in there as well. Membu, which we mentioned earlier, under 6.5 draft position and under 7.5. Jalen Milroe, quarterback from Alabama, second round pick. That's the one pick we were talking about that we did have for the second round. So, he just needs to be drafted on Friday. Let's see. Then we run through some teams here. More teams for you. Bills, defensive line, edge rusher with their first draft pick. Ravens, safety with their first draft pick. Bengals, D-line edge with their first draft pick. Commanders, D-line edge with their first pick. We did take a gamble a little bit there with the Cowboys, taking a running back with the first pick. It was like plus 1,100. Definitely some bigger odds coming our way, taking a little bit of chance on that one. Eagles, D-line edge with their first pick. Vikings, safety with their first pick. Seattle, offensive line with their first pick. 49ers, D-line edge with their first pick, and then two more player props for draft position. James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee, under 31.5, so just needs to go in the first 30 picks. If he didn't have the off-the-field issues as much, he probably would be a top 15 pick. Matt Golden, the speedy wide receiver out of Texas, over 17.5. I don't know if he could go in the top 17. I think he definitely goes first round. I think somebody's going to love that speed. That's another one where the Bills could be a possibility there. as well. If they don't like Luther Burden, who I think is really good, has great hands, just had, his sophomore season was better than his junior season at Mizzou, but Matt Golden with that speed though is going to tempt a lot of people because that's the one thing you can't coach a player on is speed. All right, so we just went through a bunch of bets on our 2025 NFL Draft Round 1 coverage. How to get a chance to take a look at all those bets? No problem whatsoever. All you have to do is we've got that posted in multiple spots online, TikTok and YouTube channel pages, as well at the end of every episode on YouTube. It's the link to our Google Sheets, docs.google.com/spreadsheet. Bunch of other stuff behind it. Click on that link. Go to the football 25-26 tab. Scroll down to the NFL Draft 2025. You'll see all of our bets, what juice we got those at, how many units we wagered, what book we placed them at as well. So make sure you check that out when you get some time. Do you like the content that you're seeing here and want to see some more? We'd love to have you along for the ride. All you need to do is hit follow or subscribe, depending on the social media platform you're watching us on, and we'll show up in your follower or subscriptions tab. Or make life simple for yourself. Turn on notifications for that social media platform. You'll get a notification sent to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped a new episode of bets. Give you plenty of time to match those up with your bets and give you the ton of confidence you need heading to the betting app or betting window. Also, a private Discord channel available for all of you out there. It's a great way to get in a big community of people getting picks. You'll get bonus picks that we don't put out for the public as well in golf and Formula One. Also, NBA we've been doing lately just on the Discord, as well as we've got a ton of stuff going on with NFL draft and baseball and yada, yada, yadas, right? So you're getting bonus picks there as well. You're not really paying for picks as much as supporting the community as well, so we can continue to put out all that great kind of content for you guys as well. So all you have to do for that is subscribe to us through TikTok. Once you do that, we will send you the Discord invite and get you all set up there. If you're not familiar with Discord, it's not a problem. All you got to do is just hit us up, ask questions. We'll be more than happy to walk you through it. Discord basically is a huge group chat where people can get in, ask questions, or obviously the picks get posted there as well. So with the juice and everything else and all that kind of fun stuff. We do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.